This is Eyewitness News.
Now at 11 a.m., seeking a penalty for their profits, Governor Newsom holds a special session in Sacramento on this summer's record prices at the pump. Another case of gay rights versus religious freedom. New details on today's Supreme Court arguments. Plus, Clayton Kershaw signs to another year with the Boys in Blue, paving the way for a 16th season in Los Angeles. Good morning. This is Eyewitness News at 11 a.m. live on ABC 7, Hulu, and wherever you stream. Philip is off. I'm Giovanna Lotta. As prices went up at the pump, Governor Newsom says oil companies made tens of billions of dollars. And now he wants lawmakers to do something about it. Eyewitness News reporter Rob Hayes is live from the newsroom with the latest. Rob.
Yeah, Giovanna, over the past year, Californians have taken it on the chin at the gas pump. Prices peaked at over $6 a gallon this fall, while the rest of the country paid considerably less. And that has Governor Gavin Newsom fuming. The governor's office has accused the oil industry of price gouging, saying it gamed the system, jacking up prices while crude oil prices dropped. Gas taxes stayed the same, and prices outside of the western U.S. remained flat. Well, the governor's office says just in the third quarter of this year, oil profits skyrocketed. Phillips 66 up more than 1,200%. PBF Energy up 1,700%. Oil industry representatives blamed simple supply and demand. Well, the California Energy Commission held a public hearing last week hoping to question leaders from the big 5 oil refineries in the state, but none of them showed up. So today, as state lawmakers return to the state capitol to swear in new members, Newsom is already putting them to work. He called them into a special session to focus on approving a penalty for oil companies, taxing their profits when they pass a certain threshold. Well, Newsom still has not unveiled what that threshold would be or how high the profit tax would be, and the legislative leaders say they won't begin deliberations on any proposal until after the first of the year. Now, some good news when it comes to prices at the pump. Gas prices in the L.A. area continue to drop. Gas Buddy says they are down another 27 cents from last week. The average price, $4.76 a gallon. Reporting live in the newsroom, Rob Hayes, ABC 7 Eyewitness News. Giovanna.
Rob, thank you. L.A. County has a new sheriff, and today is his first day on the job. Sheriff Robert Luna was sworn in on Saturday. He beat incumbent Alex Villanueva last month after a hard-fought campaign. And the new sheriff, who grew up in East L.A., says he's ready to get to work. Luna promised to be open to different approaches to tackle what he acknowledged was a rising tide of crime in the county. Luna also mentioned the need to eliminate deputy gangs and improve conditions in jails. 2 members of the L.A. County Board of Supervisors getting sworn in today in downtown L.A. Hilda Solis took her oath of office this morning as she begins her 3rd and final term. Meanwhile, Lindsay Horvath begins her term as the youngest ever elected woman to her position. She's 39 years old and replaces Sheila Kuehl, who did not seek re-election. Horvath's ceremony is set for noon. Clayton Kershaw returning to the mound for the Dodgers next year, with the team announcing it has signed him to a 1-year contract worth $20 million. The 34-year-old had a 12-3 record during the 2022 season. The 3-time Cy Young Award winner is a 9-time All-Star and won National League MVP honors in 2014. He is the team's all-time strikeout leader. Kershaw is set to rejoin a starting rotation this week. In a video posted on the Dodgers' social media, Kershaw said he's excited to be a Dodger again and he can't wait to get back out there. And we check in with Brianna right now for a look at our forecast, and it was so nice to have a little mist in the air. It was great to have some rain.
Yeah, and it was a foggy, cool start too, and our temperatures this afternoon are actually going to be fairly cool as well. Now, it's mostly dry outside, but we do have a couple more opportunities for some rainfall this week. And then again later this week. Aside from that, it's going to be cool all week long. We have partly cloudy skies today. It's still just in the low 50s up into Santa Clarita. It's 56 down to Hemet, 59 down into Temecula, and about 53 degrees up into Victorville. We'll let you know how much longer this cool weather is going to last and how many more chances of rain we have in the forecast, too. Giovanna, I'll send it back to you.
Okay, we'll see you in a bit. Brianna, thank you. Today, the House could take a final vote on the marriage equality bill. The Respect for Marriage Act would enshrine the right to same-sex and interracial marriage into federal law. The bill passed the Senate last week after getting the support of 12 Republicans. If approved by the House, the bill would then go to President Biden, who has said he will sign it. Meanwhile, the U.S. Supreme Court is hearing arguments on the latest clash between gay rights and religious freedom. New reports this morning say the justices are sympathizing with a Christian web designer. ABC's Derek Dennis has that story.
This morning, whether it's baking a cake,
if it's not something I will say, then it's not something I will write on a cake,
or designing a wedding website.
I am a Christian, and as a Christian, I believe that marriage is between one man and one woman.
The Supreme Court is set to decide whether a public service can be denied based on a person's constitutional right to free speech versus equal LGBTQ rights. It stems from a Colorado case brought by website designer Lori Smith, appealing to the Supreme Court not to be fined or otherwise punished under Colorado law for refusing to work on an LGBTQ-themed project, saying it would violate her religious beliefs.
I'm never refusing a project based on who's requesting the work, but the message that I'm being asked to pour my time, talents into promoting and celebrating.
Colorado's Attorney General Philip Weiser says otherwise.
If you're open to the public, you need to accommodate everybody. That's a core of our civil rights law, and it has deep roots in American law.
Lori Smith's 2019 lawsuit follows a similar case brought by Colorado baker Jack Phillips in 2012, who argued he should not be forced to make an LGBTQ-themed cake for a same-sex couple under his First Amendment right to express his own speech. He won the case on a technicality and a narrow ruling. Autumn Scardina, a transgender woman, is now suing Smith for violating her rights.
As soon as I told him who I was, then it became, I won't sell it to you.
Ultimately, the Supreme Court now gets to decide if one right overrides another.
What's at stake is the right of every American to be able to speak messages that are consistent with their conscience and to not face government punishment for declining to speak a message that violates their core convictions.
If the Supreme Court rules in favor of service providers, it could have a sweeping effect, essentially carving out a legal exemption for business owners to deny any kind of service based on their personal beliefs, giving them an overriding right to say no. Derek Dennis, ABC News, New York.
Times are tough enough for local businesses now. A beloved Chatsworth restaurant gets hit by burglars right in the middle of